There is something inside every human being that quietly shapes their thoughts, actions, and reactions. It is not visible, yet it controls how we see the world. This invisible force is the ego. The ego is not just pride or arrogance, as many people think. It is the idea you have about yourself. It is the voice in your mind that says, I am this, I deserve this, I should be treated this way. At first, it seems harmless. It gives you identity. It gives you a sense of importance. But slowly, without you realizing it, it begins to control your peace. The moment your identity is challenged, the ego reacts, feels hurt, angry, or defensive, and suddenly, something small becomes something heavy. The ego always wants to be right. Even when it is wrong, it tries to prove itself correct. It does not like being questioned. It does not like being ignored. It does not like losing. Because for the ego, every situation becomes a matter of me versus others. This is why small disagreements turn into arguments. This is why people hold grudges for years. It is not always about the situation itself. It is about the ego feeling attacked. And instead of letting go, it keeps holding on, just to protect an image that may not even be real. If you observe carefully, most of your emotional pain is connected to ego. When someone disrespects you, it hurts. When someone ignores you, it hurts. When someone does not agree with you, it hurts. But why? Not because of the situation alone, but because your ego expected something different. It expected respect, attention, agreement. When those expectations are not met, the ego reacts. And that reaction creates suffering. Without ego, many of these situations would feel much lighter. Buddhist teachings explain that the ego is an illusion. It is not something solid or permanent. It is created by thoughts, memories, and experiences. You build an identity over time, your achievements, your failures, your roles, your beliefs. But none of these truly define who you are. They are just parts of your experience. The problem begins when you become too attached to this identity. You start defending it, protecting it, and feeding it constantly. And in doing so, you lose your inner peace. Ego also creates separation. It makes you feel different from others. It creates comparison. It says, I am better, or I am worse. Both are forms of ego. Whether you feel superior or inferior, you are still focused on yourself in comparison to others. This constant comparison keeps your mind restless. You are either trying to prove yourself or doubting yourself. In both cases, you are not at peace. True peace comes when you step out of this comparison and simply exist without needing to measure your worth. Another way ego controls you is through control. It wants things to go your way. It wants people to behave according to your expectations. And when they don't, frustration appears. You may try to change people, argue with them, or distance yourself from them. But the real problem is not them. It is the ego's need to control. Life does not always follow your plans. People are not always the way you want them to be. When you understand this deeply, you stop trying to control everything. And in that moment, you feel lighter. One of the simplest ways to reduce ego is through awareness. Notice when you feel the need to prove something. Notice when you feel hurt by small things. Notice when you want to win an argument, even when it does not matter. These are signs of ego. When you become aware of them, you create a pause. And in that pause, you have a choice. You can either follow the ego or let it go. Each time you choose to let it go, your mind becomes calmer. Humility is the opposite of ego. It does not mean thinking less of yourself. It means thinking about yourself less. It means understanding that you are not the center of everything. Everyone is living their own life, dealing with their own struggles. When you see this clearly, you stop taking things personally. You stop assuming that everything is about you. And this shift brings peace. In the end, killing the ego is not about destroying something. It is about understanding it. The ego loses its power the moment you stop identifying with it. You realize that you are not your thoughts, not your image, not your need to prove anything. You are simply aware of it all. And in that awareness, there is freedom. A freedom where you do not need to win every argument. A freedom where you do not need constant validation. A freedom where your peace does not depend on others. And in that freedom, life becomes simple again.